So, Tucker Carlson's production of the spin of the trials, and he's absolutely talking about the whole idea is like the threats that's come out fighting Russia and all that stuff, Russian mob, laboratory, and stuff, and the dazzling sensationalism of it without from a point of view and not an experience in itself, and basically from the visual there, they're basically calling you some type of dunce or something like that. It's just a mockery of you, like such and such. When really they're calling you retarded fag. When really they're just calling you stuff like that. You have made endless requests to no avail. In terms of response. And so I mean, they like that. They like that kind of like that Ivy League, oratory type, stuff like that. It's like listening to Al Gore, in a debate. Or so, they like the verbal skill, but in itself, the subject matter of itself.
The president of the United States chose to pull the sheets off and reveal himself in terms of his tendency to be a racial arsonist, fan the flames of hatred, accepting assistance from a hostile foreign power like Russia.
That is total, what do you call it?
The president of the United States is a dangerous.
At the same time, the Democrats and the Republicans both fuel the flame of all this controversy, if you will, and stuff like that. And I know I represented with this guy yesterday in terms of applicatories. Given that the Democrats. Democrats, the same thing. It's like how they flip-flop over the weekend, because today is that Wednesday, right? And so over the weekend, right? Okay, so the weekend, right? Okay, so the weekend, they did a frac of such and such, right? A switcheroo with Trump tactics and Pelosi tactics. To where it's so partisan, let's say, the meticulousness of the partisanness is, let's say, well, from this point of view, he's victorious. From this point of view, he's victorious. I'm eating lemon right now. And so, everything on Tingley's going on. And, rhetorically, a mockery. And so they outline that more metaphysical, like, such right now as we speak. You go look outside, like, who is that making all that damn noise? I mean, don't you know it's disrespectful if it's a loud noise on purposely? And it's kind of like a doormat to like, damn, I gotta hear all that right now. It's gotta be that negative and stuff like that. And so, this is what they did yesterday. Of Democrats and stuff like that. But change the goalpost in all sense, right? And be like, bleh, coming at you like a terrorist face, like the kaleidoscope, like, really inducing Lyme, you know what I mean? And so look at your statistics. So what you represent as a city, and I'm not, if you represent a city, then you get dissed as a city. If you represent a small portion, it's like, yeah, it's a Sacramento about, for the most part, and I heard this was, it's just ridiculous, you know what I'm talking about? Because if you represent a city, and for the most part, then you can take it as you're illiterate, you can't read, write, speak. You're faceless in a sense, you have no conventions, you have no rules of engagement, and stuff like that. And to sit up there and to do these things, be like in a grand host era and a meta dangerous era in that area, and then say, boom, this is what we did. Automatically self admits yourself to guilt. It kind of, if you smirk at the idea, then you kind of you give the courts a self-admission of guilt. So if it's in a mirror match, you're kind of like, this is what you just did, and look at your face as you did it, and the presiding is looking at you as you did it, and what the effects, what the effects were, and the whole idea of it. So it's just they just as an exhibit of them like telling on themselves without really understanding that they told on themselves. But they told on themselves, and then after, I'm not sure, because after that, maybe they tried to clean themselves up and like, here's the long argument we have behind this fruit of a poisonous tree. Let's use it against him, or whatever it is. But it doesn't take away from the fact, from the initial reaction on how you go, Democrats, of like what you did on the witch hunt, the reaction you got, and the response you made with your face when the presidings were looking over at you as you made it. It's an admission of guilt.
In which the Obama administration allowed